grade 6s and 7s. Yeah. Today I come to you with Math is Fun. Yes. In our previous lessons, we looked at how to add and subtract decimals. And today we'll be looking at how to multiply decimal in this 10-minute short video. So, today we are looking at multiplication of decimals. And in multiplication of decimals, our first thing that we look at is how to multiply a whole number by decimal fraction. How to multiply a whole number by decimal fraction. So, for example, if we are given 2 being multiplied by 3,14. 3,14 is a typical thing that we normally use in mathematics pi. So 2 multiplied by 3,14. 2 being a whole number, 3,14 is a decimal fraction. So with this, quite easy. The rule here, of which you can also apply it here, is that when you are multiplying a whole number by a decimal fraction, you can neglect the decimal comma for the time being. Just pretend as if you are not seeing it. Yes. Then you do your normal multiplication. Normal multiplication. So I'll go by the column multiplication, saying that 3,14 multiplied by 2. Okay, as simple as this. 2 multiplied by 4 will give us 8. 2 multiplied by 1 will give us 2. 2 multiplied by 3 gives us 6. But the only thing that you have to do after this multiplication is that trace your decimal comma down. So by tracing my decimal comma down, I come down that way in that order, then my decimal comma will be in front of 6. So I have 6 whole number, comma 2a as my multiplication. Okay, I know that some videos and some books will also teach you to multiply the decimal by 100. Someone will be asking, why by 100? Okay, let's go through that quickly. By changing from decimal fraction to whole number, then we will have to move this to the right. And in scientific notation, we all know that if I move 1, 2, then that means that I am multiplying by 100. So let's explain that part, the multiplication by 100. I have 3,14. After the decimal comma, I have 2 decimal places, which tells me that it is under what? 100. If it is in 1 decimal place, then it is the 10th. If you remember in our first video, if you've not seen it, please go back to it. After the decimal comma, the first number that we see is out of 10. The second number is out of 100. So since we are having 2 decimal places, then it means that our fraction here is out of 100. Okay. So if it is divided by 100, then we are saying that why don't we multiply it by 100? So this is just like having 14 out of 100. Okay. 14 out of 100. Then times 100 using fractions. What will it be? 100 divides 100, 1. So 14 times 1 gives us 14. Then 14 divided by 1 is always what? 14. So that's why we, in a simple way, we just say that if this is the case, and it is divided by 100, if it is divided by 10, you move the decimal comma once. If it is divided by 100, you move the decimal comma the number of times according to the zeros that you have here. So here I have 3,14. How many zeros that do I have here? I'm multiplying by 100. So I move this 1, 2 to get 314, which is more or less the same thing like what we did at first. 314 multiplied by 2. Okay? Then 2 multiplied by this will give us 8. 2 by that gives us 2. 2 by that gives us 6. Here there is no decimal comma here, but remember, it was supposed to be divided by 100 and be multiplied by 100 to get the decimal comma away. We needed the number to be in a whole numbers. And now that we are done with the answer, the number of movement that was done to the right, we have to do the same number of movements to the left. So how many movements did we make? 2. So I'll come here and say that 1, 2. The decimal comma comes here, which gives me the same answer as that. Quite simple. Okay, so in running this up, multiplying by a whole number, you are multiplying a whole number by a decimal fraction. Always make sure that you do your normal multiplication, then you trace the decimal comma down, or convert everything to whole numbers, multiply, then the number of times that you moved this, you should bring it back the same way. You have the same answer. Good. Then, what about, someone will wonder, what about if I get multiplication of decimals, whereby I have to multiply a decimal fraction by a decimal fraction? Let's go through that quickly. If I have to multiply a decimal fraction by a decimal fraction, I have 2,14 being multiplied by 3,12. 2,14 multiplied by 3,12. How do I go about this? Yes, there is also a way for you to go around this one. As we said earlier, since we have 2 decimal places here, it is more or less like multiplying it by 100. So I'll multiply here by 100. Good. Then I'll multiply this one by 100. That means that I'm moving the decimal comma 1, 2 to the end so that I get the number to be a whole number. Here I move the decimal comma 1, 2 to the end. I also have a whole number. So now my multiplication that I have to do is 214 multiplied by 312. That way. Okay, good. And we do this because sometimes you see that the decimal comma, this one will be 2,1, that one will be 2,124. Then learners struggle to do this. Bring everything into what? Into whole numbers, then you do your normal multiplication. 2 times 4 will give us 8, 2 times 1 gives us 2, 2 times 2 will give us 4, 1 times 4 also gives us 4, 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times 2 is 2. Okay, you can choose to bring a 0 here before you do the second multiplication, but if you know where the number should be, then you don't have any problem. 3 times 4 gives us 12, but it should come under the 3. Okay, so we have 12, 2 remainder 1. 3 times 1 will give us 3 plus the remainder, which is 4. Then 3 times 2 gives us 6. After that, your normal addition. We have 8, 6. This will give us 7. This will give us 6 and 6. So our total will be 66,768. So with these 2 methods, any of them, when rounding up, when you are multiplying by a whole number, do the normal multiplication, the column multiplication, bring your decimal comma down. When you multiply a decimal fraction by a decimal fraction, change everything into whole numbers by multiplying by checking the decimal places. Here, 2 decimal places, I multiply by 100. If it is 3 decimal places, I'll multiply by 1,000. That is looking at the place value. If you have any question, please, under the comment section, let me know. Then I'll throw more light on this. Thank you.